You know what online dating's like? It's just like being at a thrift store.
You know what I like to buy at a thrift store? Socks. Go ahead. That looks like we're talking about. Hi everyone.
Hello.
This is a podcast that's also a vlogcast or whatever, a video podcast. And a guy sent in a video of himself making a HowNealFeel logo on his wall and with like tape. I don't know what he did it with.
And his name is Hot Tea. He's an
Hot
artist.
Tea.
Hot Tea.
Very good.
Oh.
There's an old Norm Macdonald joke where it was like maybe the funniest joke of the 90s.
What?
Where he just talked about Star Search.
Oh, yeah.
And he would do Ed McMahon introducing the acts, and he goes, "Please welcome Hot Property." And it was Hot Property was the name of the band. Or whatever the fuck, or the dance squad. Hot Tea is made the art, and is there any indication of how he did it?
Paint? Tape?
Magnetic paint.
Cool.
Now, this does raise the question of when I'm at an art museum, when anyone's at an art museum, the little card.
Right.
How much the little card are we reading? Do you know what I mean? Like
I read
measurements, and then it's all on eggshell. It's all on
canvas.
It's canvas is obvious. There's another one. Acrylic is always like, all right, I don't know what that means.
Oil, fine.
Acrylic, I get a little, and it's like crepe paper.
When it says watercolor, I'm like,
watercolor. Like, what are we doing? What are we, kindergarten? No, watercolor. It's like, this shouldn't be in a museum.
I know.
You truly do not belong in a museum if you're watercolor. You belong on a refrigerator.
Imagine if you saw their process and it was that plastic.
Yeah, it was exactly that tiny easel and a tiny kindergarten chair. Bianca, we're taping this a little prematurely.
Yes.
And
you want to know why?
Why?
It's my birthday.
Oh, it is?
On Monday.
Okay, what does that have to do with our podcast?
We film on Monday, and I'll be out of town on Monday.
Okay, where are you going to be?
Not that far out of town, but out of town enough to not be able to come back.
Got it. You'll be in Santa Monica, whereas we're in Venice. So I get it. You were right to move this up 3 days.
No, it's. Anyways,
this begs the question: do white people make a big enough deal about their birthday?
Why does it? What do you
Listen
mean?
to me. Hold on. Don't jump down my throat yet.
Okay.
The joke is, well, first of all, as an old person, it used to be your birthday, right? And then you'd say at night, "Oh, today was my birthday," right?
Right.
Then it became, now it's a festival. Now it's my birthday week. And there are people that say birthday month even.
Birthday month is wild.
Right. So that's how you feel about birthday month. That's how I feel about birthday week.
This isn't birthday week.
No. I understand.
Okay.
But you understand that people make it like, well, it's my birthday week. And it's never white men. I'll say that. Say anything bad about white men you want. We don't go on and on about our birthdays.
100%.
And
I think it's a man thing, though. Men don't make a huge deal about their birthdays.
What's the difference, do you think? Don't sweat. We've got a second crew here.
That was attempted murder on Neal.
No, look, I know how long I was last. So I knew that was fine.
Neal's counting his birthdays. He almost the last one. Okay, so here's the thing. Women like to celebrate everything more than men.
Why? Go on. Do some math. Do some behavioral math for me.
Okay.
As a white man, can you tell that I feel like you're walking into a trap that I've laid somehow? And now as a BIPOC lady, you have to.
I just think, why can't we just admit women make a bigger deal out of things?
Look.
There's
loves
not a trap.
No. No one loves admitting women make a bigger deal out of things than me.
I think it's
a lot
fun.
of women don't. Will I get some blowback with my female stereotypes?
You do, because yours can be wild.
Well, they're not always positive.
No, and some are strange. But,
Well, that's fine.
But yours begs another question of a lot of your stereotypes. You wonder what happened to Neal. Sometimes.
Oh, I'll tell you what happened.
No, I know. But this one, I think it's totally fine to say women make a way bigger deal out of things, especially positive things. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Guys are sometimes like,
Yeah, I don't even think I don't know why I think it's considered girly to be like, it's my birthday week, like, so.
Right. You know what's funny? Whitney said this thing on stage. I think it's so brilliant. She said that guys get circumcised and they don't use it nearly enough. Like, imagine if a woman.
Yeah, that's funny.
Imagine if women were circumcised at birth.
Well, imagine if women had to shave their faces every day.
We shave our legs and our others.
Again, not your face. If women had shaved their faces and necks all day, every day, it would be brought up pretty often. That's all I'm going to say.
What do you think?
Because legs, you've seen women shave their legs. It's like, like it's not meticulous at all. The vagina, I can't speak to.
Right.
But I'm sure it's a little more meticulous.
Do you shave your bowl?
I don't. This is
okay.
Not. I don't.
When Neal draws the line, it's my favorite.
I mean,
thing.
shave. No. I mean, I don't like. Look, there's trimming and there's pruning. I like to keep a little tasteful amount. You know what I mean? Yeah, keep
pruning.
A tasteful foliage. You know what I mean?
So yes, that's what I'm gonna do this week, and I would have invited you to my Monday celebration, but you don't like doing party stuff.
I don't.
I invited you to my birthday once, and the guy said,
"Never again."
Who are you with? And you're like, "Goodbye." I'm like,
well,
Neal,
I'm not going to wait in line at. Look,
I didn't. It was.
I'm not waiting. I'm just not waiting in line. I'll wait in line for one thing: vaccine.
No, two things: ice cream.
Ice cream? No, will not wait in line. In fact,
you live near a long-lined ice cream place.
But what I did was, Bianca, at one point I tipped him $100, and after that point, I come in the side door and present I'm a fucking Uber Eats driver. Grab a pint.
And they all remember you?
Yeah.
Do you tip 100 every time?
No.
That would be wild.
I think they're hoping. I think they thought I would. Right, they're waiting. I mean, whatever. How
much is a $100 tip? How many?
That would be about 9 pints. That would be about 8 pints.
Okay.
They did good.
Good.
They were also giving me, so it's fine.
It was,
so, but I figured out a way not to wait in line there. And that way is money.
Why aren't you saying online?
It's a good point.
Because you're from the East Coast.
I know. Somebody brought that up this week, and I don't
really?
remember. Yeah. So there was a meme or something. There was a meme or something or a podcast. By the way, I have no idea, and I don't think I've discussed this with you. I may have. I have no idea what I've said on this podcast, other podcasts, what I've heard, what I've said on stage, what I've said on the phone,
right.
What I've thought, what I've written,
what you've heard from someone else.
I have no idea what anything is anymore. Because we're over contenting,
as people, the comedy community of LA has been. We're strip mining ourselves. Someone remember that email? They're like 10 to 20 posts a day. Too much comedians.
I'm not even getting into that.
Is that an over exaggeration, or do some comedians post that much?
I remember D'Elia saying he liked to post. I'd go like, "Why do you post photos?" And he's like, any activity is good.
Interesting.
So I don't fucking know. How was your past week?
My past week was
wow. It's cool that Jigsaw sent a song in. Congratulations. Thank you, Jigsaw. Shout out to Chris Rock. Go see Spiral. Now who knows where.
Saw
in theaters.
Spiral?
Yeah.
That's what it's called?
It's called Spiral.
Oh.
Starring Chris Rock and Sam Jackson.
Yay.
So.
And who that?
Sweating Chris Rock. Sweating upset Chris Rock.
Did Will pick
That's
this
what
clip?
Chris looked
Will
like on
picked his
ayahuasca.
thumbnail?
Anyhow. If you want to know what Chris looked like have ayahuasca, look at the still frame of Spiral.
That is so rude.
That wasn't not when we did it with him.
No, I know.
When I did it with him, it was wild, and it's up to him to speak about it.
Okay.
But it was wonderful.
you know what I did do? I refinished an antique dresser.
That feels like a mask glove situation.
Highly masked, gloved, goggled.
On the roof? How do you do that in an apartment?
No. I did it before. I did it in I have a secret spot. Mm-hmm. And when I need to do
behind your ear, around your neck. Go ahead.
You guys remember when I referred to my woods class? I don't know what they call it, wood shop. Mm-hmm. So there's a secret spot if I need to sand furniture. So I sanded it, and then you have to take off the paint, which is impossible. So it's like you have to strip it and put all this goop, and then it bubbles, and then you have to scrub it, and then you have to wash it, and then you have to let it dry. Pre-stain, sand, stain, dry.
Yep.
It was really annoying, but it's fine. I know how to do it. So.
And do you like it?
I did a fantastic job.
Do you? Do you enjoy a thing if you made it yourself more? Not like a food or something, but if there's a table or a chair, or do you kind of get, even if it's not comfortable, you're like, yeah, but it's.
I think you enjoy it when it's good, but when it's bad, it's just showing you your failure, right? It's like,
how long does self-esteem last?
Well, with the dresser, I can be like, anytime someone compliments me, like, I actually,
it's funny.
It's
a funny
really...
story. Have you ever left a table or chair that you made in front of an orphanage because you no longer wanted it? Have you put it in a dumpster behind a McDonald's like an unwanted child, where you're like, I can't have you around?
Funny enough, where my parents would do the custody drop-off pickup was behind a McDonald's.
Wow. What happened to Bianca? We're all looking. What's your rosebud? Bianca's rosebud was behind a McDonald's in wherever the fuck you're from. San Jose today. And whatever. It's all a different... Oakland,
dude.
and then
it's never been Oakland. That was your bigotry.
Okay, and then where Apple's from, Cupertino.
Well, that's a division.
Yeah, of course. So,
Neal.
Anyhow, it was behind the dumpster.
Was it at the
parents
dumpster?
Playing hot potato, hot daughter with Bianca.
Hot daughter.
I don't want her. You take her.
Neal, that's me.
That's what I heard.
That's a Neal interpretation of that.
Well,
okay, what'd you do?
Did
you play hot daughter
I was
with
saying
someone?
last night I caught two bad ones, two bad sets.
How was your week?
And I mean, they were fine, but like what I realized is I'm a sensitive ecosystem, and I know if I'm going to do well an hour before I'm even on stage. And I still have not 13 or 14 years in stand-up figured out a way to make my energy so I can kill no matter what happened to me that day.
You have a pretty high batting average, though.
Yeah, but it's you. I still can't believe. I can't believe you can still bomb at this time. It's. I see it happen all the time. It's people. I remember Sebastian's fourth Fallon. He blanked. Tasha's 11th Tonight Show with Jay Leno, he blanked.
Right.
And you're like, how the fuck does this still happen? And the answer is nobody knows. Like it's Seinfeld was one time talking about stand up on an interview show, and he goes, if you don't say the joke perfect, if you say the joke is over. Right. It's over, and no one knows why.
Right.
No one knows why, and it's a mystery, and if you figure it out, you're going to get $800 million. More or less. It's what Ellen got. It's what Sandler got. Letterman, Lena. It's like you just get so much money, you can't believe it. Seinfeld, etc. So
did something happen for your mood to be like tilted in a way where it's like I can't get there?
I was just bed boying all day, writing like the stage show that I'm going to do, and it wasn't painful. I'm just a sensitive motherfucker. Like
tell me,
a sensitive motherfucker. Somebody said, a friend of mine, we'll call him John Mulaney. We were talking on the phone, and we were talking about being sensitive. And he said the difference between what I say I'm fine with and what I'm actually fine with is about a mile.
It's true.
The difference of I can take what I say I can take. I can technically take anything. Technically.
Right.
But I'm very sad inside, and I'm also I'm planning my retribution as it's happening, and some of these are going on 30 years.
Yeah, no,
so,
you have a Rolodex.
Yeah, some of these beefs are going on 30 years now.
Do they lose? Does the utility diminish over the years?
I don't think they were useful to begin with. I
mean in terms of does that kind of rage upset utility that grabs a hold of you?
I don't know. I know that.
Are there old ones that you're whatever?
Old ones are just this is again. I still don't know. I can't. This is another thing. I can't believe I still am not getting that much better at life. I'm older, and I'm still, most social interactions, I'm like, how'd that go?
Wait, you check in with yourself? That was...
Yeah. That's why the Nobody's Mad at You song is such a hit.
Yeah.
It's because it's from I think a lot of people feel that way, and at pretty much every interaction, I'm like, whew, all right, we'll see what happens. I thought my buddy Derek from In and of Itself was mad at me I thought I'd hurt his feelings yesterday for 4 hours because I made a joke on a conference call.
How do you reason with yourself that, that is not most likely the reality? Because you are very rational.
I used to be, if I texted somebody and they didn't text me back within 2 hours, I'd be like, well, we had a heck of a run.
It's done.
That I guess I'll never hear from again. We did our best, and that was 20 years, and that's what can you really ask for from a person? And then slowly but surely it became yeah, okay. They'll probably, maybe they're mad, but they'll be all right. And now it's Derek's not mad at me, but maybe he is because we spoke and he made a joke about the joke I made. But who knows?
That is torturous.
I know. I'm in this machine all day. I'm stuck in this machine all day.
But it's exhausting to think people are mad at you when most people are so
ambivalent. Yeah.
But they're self-consumed. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Most people, 95% of the time, are only thinking about themselves.
Yeah.
And 5 to 10% of the time are thinking about what they were going to eat. Mm-hmm. Guys, maybe there's some more sex or whatever. But most people are thinking about themselves 100% and then their physiological needs.
Yep.
So why do you think you're somehow and then Neal?
Because of the times I've gotten written up.
You got to...
I'm just but it's also grown up Catholic, grown up passive aggressive mom, punitive dad.
Yeah.
Swift justice, swift justice, and no due process. Just as Christopher Hitchens called Catholicism, celestial North Korea. So you're just constantly, they're constantly worried about being, So
do you ever just say at one point, like, fuck it if they're mad? I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, you just get to the point where you're like, okay. I gotta.
What would be helpful for the other person to do in a perfect world? Would they be like, "Hey, I'm not mad at you"?
I think I'm mad. No,
I know. So in a perfect world, would it be like, "Oh, by the way, not mad at you"?
Derek making the joke about the joke I made was like, okay, I think we're good.
Right. Okay.
And that's often the case. But and then people go, what? A lot of times it's like, what? What did you think? Huh? So I don't fucking know. All I know is I'm a sensitive baby.
Baby boy.
It's not easy to be me. No, sure, I make it look easy. So anyway, Keith's here. Keith, hey, come on. He doesn't love all the wires. Will, take the hint.
Make it wireless for Keith.
Will. So I guess we talk about the news.
Okay.
From what I can tell.
Feeling hurt, is that you?
Yeah, that's what I just talked about.
Oh, okay. It's like there's a part 2.
Yeah. All right, so oil in general got popped.
Not your skin oil though.
No, not my sweet
your
coconut oil that I slather myself in. You can see it on the video podcast. A real nice shine. 3 different oil companies got popped in the same 24-hour period. Like Shell got ordered to cut carbon emissions by 45% by 2030, which I love these stats. Like we're going to go here by now, there.
It's just a way to be like, go away from it.
Yeah, like we're going to do something, but just with no... Chevron... the quote is, it may be the most cataclysmic day so far for the fossil fuel industry.
Oh, that's
if you want to keep the temperature low enough that civilization will survive, you have to keep coal and oil and gas in the ground. That sounded radical a decade ago, and now it sounds like the law. So Shell got popped. Exxon got... A bunch of them got, like, stockholders. There was an activist shareholder. There's 2 environmentalists now on the board at... I can't really tell based on the article Will put up, but they got a bunch of them got popped, right? Exxon and Shell are the 2 big, and Chevron, I think. What's interesting is it was like 2 decades of banging the drum that oil companies are bad, and then it feels like COVID weirdly made people aware of climate change.
Yeah.
Which is completely odd, because that's not what it was.
Right, exactly.
They made at one point they said, actually, that's a whole other issue, which is when they were like, it jumped from an animal to humans because farms are too close to cities and overcrowding and factory farming and all that stuff. And we're going to get more viruses like that. I don't know why it happened, but it's one of those things like, fuck it. Whatever it takes for you guys to get on board with this, bless.
Especially the like viral graphics that said, oh my God, fish returning to this pond for the first time. Nature's healing.
Yeah.
Look at, this is, what was that town in Italy?
Venice, but it wasn't even.
Yeah, and then it went
all
back.
Photoshopped.
Yeah.
They really were. Like, they were mostly Photoshopped.
But everyone, and it's funny because beforehand, you'd see if everyone stopped driving for one day, we would save enough blank to heal blank from blank. And I'm like, no, it's kind of, but whatever got people involved, whatever, doesn't really matter.
It's like, take the win, and I'm glad that they're doing it. I guess I don't know. It just is one of those things of like, cool. If almost getting in a motorcycle accident makes you stop cheating on your wife, cool. I don't care how you got there. By the way, they didn't volunteer. These were all like courts and shareholders. So
right. But then I read an article that said we have a in the next 5 years, one of the years will be the whole Earth will warm like maybe 2 degrees Celsius or something, which is what the Paris Accord
It's
aimed not to do.
1.5, yeah.
1.5,
and
yeah.
we have like 30 days or something. I think I read the same article. It's some crazy
It's like
if we
we-
don't by July 1st,
It's like
if
it's
we
like
don't
your
fucking lower
membership
emissions.
is going to your health coverage is going to lapse.
Yeah, it's the we're gonna get to 1.5 in the next 5 years. This is another thing that I've been saying the whole time. If you look at most of the charts and they go, we think it's like no, it's gonna happen. Every bad climate prediction has come way sooner than they thought it would. Because how could it not? It's all it's like force multipliers or compounded interest of or
It's just like an exponential
growth. So, I mean, God bless and oil, rest in power, King. And truly, oil, rest in power, King.
Right.
We're not
Please
coming
rest.
to get you.
No.
We're leaving you where you are. Oil, what you want to be left alone forever. And oil, are you listening? Don't get up, oil. Don't put your pants on. Stay down in the ground and enjoy yourself. Now, I'm reminded, do you remember, did I tell you the Faces of Death story?
The videos?
Yeah.
No, but
a buddy of mine went to see Faces of Death in the theater.
They were not in theater.
He saw it in the theater in his town.
That's so insane.
And Faces of Death was
explain what Faces of Death are. I've seen them all. Which movie where
really
they would
weird. Just show
fucked up like things you don't generally see.
People dying in gas chambers, not Jewish people, like people getting executed, people getting
animals
poisoned.
getting clubbed.
Just bad shit you don't want to watch.
It's just rotten.com for the 70s.
Yes. But a buddy of mine saw it in theater, and somebody was like somebody got like poisoned or something and was stumbling around, and somebody in the theater yelled out, "Stay down, bitch."
Wow.
So that's all. That's what I wanted. Oil, stay down, bitch.
Stay down, bitch.
And all right, now here's a question.
Come on.
Let's talk COVID, right?
Come on.
So now they're saying it might have escaped from the lab.
We don't know, but we're going to figure it out.
This is, by the way, once the leak level reaches this level, Biden said the intelligence agencies are split.
Right.
If they're split on a thing that they were once completely against, that's what happened. Basically. Like
the reason why, okay, so obviously the people who were working with coronavirus in the lab, they got sick.
In Wuhan. Yes.
Wuhan
they
lab,
were basically, China has these labs where they are working with bat stuff.
Just bat
viruses and shit like that. Lab stuff. Bats and labs. You want to talk about a panty dropper? I work in a lab working with bat viruses. Fucking
hot daughter.
Just make sure your roommate's out of town because you're about to do some heavy fucking, and you're gonna ejaculate. Let me put it to you like this. You both want the same. So Will's been light on the sound effects today because we have a camera crew here, and it's a whole other issue. But
right,
it's made Will pretty. It's made Will self-conscious. Well, we don't like the Splarp song. Now, so I don't know if that validates. Does it validate Trump calling it the China virus?
I think I've never been not on board with getting answers from China. I think everyone should be like, yo, dude, what happened here? What did you do? It's not like we went easy on what happened in Chernobyl. Like, we have to get to the bottom of it. I don't know, when a fat, annoying bigot is like, China virus.
Right, but that doesn't mean he's absolutely wrong. I don't, they're going to say it validates him, which is fine. or vindicates him or whatever you want to say. My question is, if a fucking virus, if AIDS started in a lab, which a lot of people believe it did,
Excuse you.
that's a problem for the country of origin that did that. Now, it's also just an HR issue of like, I don't know, I got the shit in my hair and then I went home and it was my daughter's birthday party, whatever. And then it just becomes I guess the question then becomes, you needed to isolate those people post haste.
But the weird thing is, when I got sick in Mexico, when I had coronavirus, I Googled, because I was like, I got some shit in the world.
I spoke to somebody else that also got it in Mexico.
I swear I still think I got in Mexico.
Yeah.
But I was in Ensenada. I was in Mexico City, and then I was in Ensenada, and there's a lot of cruise ships there. So I'm like...
And you did go on that bad virus lab tour. And
they were on Groupon.
And you fell over the railing.
Into a vat of lime
No, I'm fine.
sludge.
Don't stop. Don't slow the tour down.
And so this is on like January 3rd of 2020. And when I was sick, I was like, I did not catch this shit in America. And I'm a little bit of a hypochondriac. So I started Googling literally world virus outbreaks. That's what I Googled. And I found a New York Times article that said China concerned 25,000 cases coronavirus. And there was no information. So I was like, maybe I have this coronavirus thing.
Yeah.
And all I saw was it was a respiratory thing, which was not what I was having at the time. I felt like I had the flu. But I felt like they were responding to it. I mean, that article was written like a week before I Googled it. So I don't know. Like, what do you do? They also didn't know. You know what I mean? So what would you want them to do?
Knew.
We knew.
But the people at the lab must have been...
They were good.
They knew.
They were fucked up. Yeah.
So then it's like, well, then what do they do?
Yeah. Aren't there like showers that like...
Come on, guys. Now, I've thought of a sketch idea just in the last 40 seconds.
Oh, come on. Lay it on
it's
us.
maybe racist. We'll see.
Okay.
Willy Wonka and the COVID Factory.
Willy
Wonka and the COVID Factory.
Oh, my God.
Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. It's Willy Wonka and the COVID Factory.
So what happens to Augustus?
Now, I know. I don't know any of the beats of the movie enough to really
Augustus
do the
falls
parody
in the
correct.
chocolate
That's
river.
what made me think of it. Yes.
Yes.
So in the Willy Wonka, and I'm sorry our camera crew couldn't film me saying that. The thing
she's
that
leaving.
gets me
She's mad at you.
canceled once and for all.
Good one, Neal.
Thank you. Willy Wonka and the COVID Factory. Ladies and gentlemen, me and Dave are going to reunite. Your prayers have been answered.
He'd be a good Willy Wonka.
Dave?
Yeah.
Yeah. I totally agree. But he's black. It's never going to happen.
Come on.
We need British or pseudo or British adjacent like Johnny Depp or Gene Wilder.
Racial equality and inclusion.
Also, Dave's not going to a set for 30 weeks. So anyhow, I don't. If it's a problem but it's also one of these things like, then what do you do?
Yeah.
If it's absolutely true, what do you do?
Sanctions.
Most of our debt is to them.
Well, then it looks like that debt's coming right off. I mean, they should owe. They should owe a lot of countries, and everyone gets together.
That's what it is. It's not sanctions. It's reparations. It's finally
someone's
black people. You're getting your reparations. Let me finish. It's from China for a virus. So are we good? Black people, we're square. We're good now. Get off my ass as a white man. Now, so whatever. So that's A. Now here's my second issue with the COVID thing. Okay. So I've been the big proponent of the lottery system.
Yes.
My thing was, start the lottery in January.
Yeah.
And have it be a Powerball that you do the drawing in a deadline. Like have the drawing in June. So if everyone's got access now. California announced that there's gonna be $120 million in
giveaways,
rewards.
prizes, and giveaways.
Prizes
Like
and giveaways.
it's like a back of a cereal box. Also,
you get to go to Willy Wonka's COVID factory.
But apparently with the California one, if you've already had your vaccine, you're automatically already enrolled.
I am.
I
am. I thought actually that would be funny. Ohio had it. I thought it'd be funny if Dave won. Like he wins $1 million and he's like, put it on the pile.
Right.
So
yeah, you're automatically.
So I am automatic.
Yeah.
Okay.
Everybody who's had it.
That's my
Neal
entirety.
was like,
the entirety of the segment was because the Ohio, Colorado, a lot of them are from here on out.
Oh,
you'll
wow.
get
That's
if
messed
you do
up.
it now, then you'll.
No,
it's
California
like,
is. We are rewarding the goodies and
Great.
the baddies.
Great. So I'll see you there.
Okay.
I'll
Do we split? Should we just?
We'll see what it
doing?
is. We'll see what it is.
If I win, we
see what
split.
it is.
If you win, we split.
Anyhow, so that's COVID stuff. What do you have anything to add to the San Jose shooting?
Well, one, it's just very sad. Two,
there was a shooting in San Jose at a train yard.
Yeah, at the VT, like just at the metro station, like where they arrive and leave from.
So it's not. It was just the train station.
It's not a train station. It's like where they, when they end.
Yeah.
The rail yard.
Yeah.
Where Thomas the Train. So,
is Thomas okay?
Well, no, but that kid, his name's Mikey. He went to my.
Mikey's the shooter?
No. Right there.
A guy
Michael.
One of the guys who got shot.
One of the guys who died went to my high school, not the same year, but all of my older friends were posting about him. And it was weird to see just having a degree of separation for a mass shooting.
Yes.
And my sister said that morning when she got up to go to work, she gets up really early. She saw a fire in the sky. And that was the gunman lit his house on fire, then left for work. And
was that some like Joker shit?
I think it was to burn evidence. I don't know. But he just lit his house on fire, went to work, and killed all these people. So when my sister went to work, she saw this fire because we live in the same city as this part of San Jose. Mm-hmm. And Santa Clara is where my mom lives. I went to Cupertino High School. My mom lives in Santa Clara.
Look, sweetie, you know that I just everything is a
Hot
Josh.
daughter.
We're just joshing. I kept saying that when me and Kat went to Joshua Tree. I was like, I'm just joshing. Pretty stupid.
I love when you have dad jokes.
I love what better dad because it's not going to happen any other way, guys. It ain't going to happen the dick way.
But yeah, so then that was it. It's weird. I don't know, for some reason it's just weird that it happened in San Jose.
Why?
I don't know.
Was he a white guy, by the way?
He was a white guy, of course.
Okay.
Old white guy.
Yeah, I was going to say if it was Latinos and gangs, it's par for the good. It seems
and
like
we don't even talk about it.
Yeah, it doesn't even make the.
And they kill the same amount of people.
Yeah, then it's just a Grand Theft Auto mission. Go to the Latino guy, lowrider, car, rail yard.
But yeah, it was really weird. And then Matt Gaetz said that the reason, basically saying it's cancel culture. Like, oh, Silicon Valley, they don't like cancel culture. But we have the right to defend ourselves against cancel. Like, he was just making really bad points.
Will tried to tell me about this beforehand. Matt Gaetz, you fucked a 17-year-old for money.
What is
Full
it?
Stop.
Naughty favors. Goodbye.
Naughty favors.
But yeah, it just really weird and sad, and I just feel bad. These people just went to work
we have too many guns.
I heard that it is the 61st mass shooting this month in America.
Yeah.
Was there 61 in the month? I don't remember that. I thought that would be the year.
Well, there's 70 days in a month. So I don't know. It feels like 61 can't be right. Major mass shooting.
That's like 3 a day.
There were at least 12 mass shootings. Wikipedia ain't gonna do it well. Total number 64 people were killed. I don't know. Who cares? It's not. I don't mean it like who cares. Fuck you.
No,
I mean
no.
like
it's a terrible number. Whatever number.
It's the drunk driving of the modern day drunk driving. There used to be more drunk driving deaths. MAD started, and Mothers Against Drunk Driving, and they went down, and now they need to focus on that. I think.
Yeah.
Or something. Or I don't know how to stop psychos. I don't know how to stop them. And I also am not, I have a whole other theory about gun violence, which we've talked about a little bit. We may have cut it out, but I don't remember. It's too much. I'm over contented. There you go. Thank you.
His voice is very good.
Now, AP, Associated Press, hired a woman named Emily Wilder, kind of just to work in the office. She wasn't even a writer.
She was his office manager?
She was something informational that wasn't, and then it came out that in college, she'd written, they called her rookie reporter. I don't believe that she was even writing. She was a news associate. They fired her after 2 weeks for violating its social media policy during her brief tenure. Basically, what happened was it was a tweet about Wilder's tweet. It was about, I guess, she's Jewish, and she referred to Sheldon Adelson as a naked mole rat looking billionaire. I guess that's the entirety of the tweet. I don't fucking know. It was something that was considered that basically Republicans, conservatives, then flooded the AP with complaints that you've got this woman on staff, and then they just like fired her. Like, she fired. And then the AP staff was like, wait, why'd you fire this lady? And they were like, well, because.
Yeah.
They were barbarians at the gate. And, Sheldon Adelson and Naked Mole Rat, which I think if you do a side-by-side.
It's not that.
Absolutely correct.
Can we see?
No, come on. It's never going to happen. You're asking Will to do the impossible. But if you want to see what Sheldon Adelson looks like. He looks like a naked mole rat. He looks absolutely like a naked mole rat.
Oh my God, he does. She was just being accurate.
Yeah. So basically, they Jesus.
Whoa, Will, that's
type
pornography.
naked model rate. So, and it didn't. They,
There's a lot of
needless to say, it was maybe the greatest search Will's ever done. He looks like a naked mole rat. She's absolutely right.
Yeah, she's right.
They fired her for being hilarious. And then later on, they were like, "We fucked up," and
they said it was the right decision.
They said it was a mistake of process. These people, the woman will just sue them.
Right.
Now, maybe she can't afford a lawyer. Maybe she can't sue them, but they have to worry about, like, Amy Cooper, the bird watching lady, is suing her employer for firing her. And she might win. There's like the Title IX thing on campus rapes, right?
Yeah.
Title IX under Obama changed it so that if you're a young man who gets accused of rape on campus, you are thrown out of school on the accusation. Over 700 guys have sued the schools, and most of them won because that's not due process.
But that is different than that. I think is wrong because
Throwing
it's on
them out?
but on the accusation.
Right, but at the same time, should the woman have to go to school with a guy that sexually assaulted her?
No, it's very hard.
One of those
yeah,
things
you can't
just
solve,
like
but
the math is.
I
very
feel like
difficult.
there must be. I'm not familiar with it, so I'm not going to make a statement on it. But
Well, they have to because, like at ASU, there'd be no men on campus if they threw out every guy who got accused. It's a women's college basically. It's Swarthmore.
So wait, but what I'm saying is if you're a restaurant or wherever they work, people will dox your ass. They will find where you work and they will bombard the work with, does this person work?
Employer.
The employer.
Yes.
And every workplace has a code of conduct, So rape is one thing, but that's, on film, I think I feel like the employer has a good case to say, not AP, because that feels like you just caved into pressure by someone else's
She also did a thing about Palestine and Israel, and even though she is Israel, I don't fuck it. It's one of these things where I don't. There was a New York Times podcast this week where they said that one of these, it was like a girl did a Snapchat who was a cheerleader. She got kicked off the cheerleading team, but it was a public school. It went to the Supreme Court.
Yeah, and
the Supreme Court was like, we don't fucking know. They
we don't
literally
understand
were like,
technology.
we
Next.
don't know.
Yeah.
We don't know how to adjudicate this shit. So I don't. So why? How would I know?
Right.
How would I know? Even though I am probably smarter than a lot of the Supreme Court. Let's be honest. But yet I'm sensitive, and I still bomb. And Tosh blanked on the Tonight Show, and shit's wild. And justice is swift. So I don't fucking know. I know that these are incredibly complicated and not unsolvable mysteries, but I am probably going to do a show called Unsolvable Mysteries. It's like Unsolved Mysteries, but they're unsolvable.
I think you're doing a documentary about it.
I am doing a documentary about this, but I don't. But there's some budget issues that need to be taken care of.
I think though, when you should is it okay if a company in their code of conduct starts saying, if you go viral, bad for business. I mean, you can fire somebody for almost anything except color, creeds, all that stuff.
But it's a double-edged sword or a double bind because they want journalists with a lot of Twitter followers. So you need to cultivate a Twitter personality, and then you get hired because of your following. But if you fuck up in that realm, it's all too connected, and there's gonna have to be a decision about what's what.
Or there should be a statute of limitations with tweets.
Or something. But also...
Because people will go back... Twitter's not that old.
Right, but what's the statute of 6 years? I don't know.
That's the thing. Twitter's not that old.
Yeah.
Or you're like, that was when I was 17 and you're only 22.
It's
like,
yeah.
I don't know.
Kevin Hart was only 32 when he said that he would smack a dollhouse over his gay son's head. He didn't know any better.
I mean, speaking of...
He wasn't. He was 28, but
Should
whatever.
we go to Trouble in the Winner's Circle since we're talking about Twitter?
Yeah. Yeah, we should.
Sad, yeah.
Swamp. Wow. This is a triple trouble in the Winner's Circle. So we got Chrissy with Trouble in the Winner's Circle, and we also have Dominique Wilkins.
Okay.
He didn't have trouble.
What's the
Dominique
triple?
Wilkins we'll get to. That's actually what are these white people doing.
Right. What is the triple?
Bennifer we could include if we wanted to. So Chrissy Teigen, personal friend, and legitimately great person as far as I'm concerned. As far as anyone's, she's a great. I'd bet money. I'd put whatever. Apparently, this is a story last week. She apparently tweeted to Courtney Stodden to kill herself.
A lot.
A lot is debatable.
Like a few
There's one
times.
tweet.
No, it's DMs.
Did she show the DMs?
Yeah, she tweeted at her, but then she had DMs saying...
She said she had DMs. She didn't show the DMs. That's Courtney Stodden said that Stodden said
What
that
does
she
it say?
had,
What drug does he? Do you have family? Your
one's just a slam, butthole, effing weird, I hate you. Why do you look like a Fabio? Why do you speak like a Fabio book? These are all fair.
Yeah, no,
these are clean shots. Adara,
dirt nap.
You dirt nap. Yeah, so she wished death on her.
Okay.
And not. I will say I wrote dumb. I'm sure I wrote objectionable tweets, whatever. I knew not to. I knew kill yourself. At a roast, it's all right. Yeah. Like we would say, that was a regular staple. Right. Kill yourself. For 4 years, it was like, and it made it to general population. People started saying, kill yourself.
Right.
And it was before, what was it? Close your account or something? It was like Hillary said, like somebody like close your Twitter or something.
I don't remember.
Yeah. It was kill yourself. So, she said kill yourself. This is a branding thing. It's you get known for Chrissy's fucking funny. Right. I don't say that as I remember telling Schumer she was funny, and Schumer kind of looking at me. I was like, she's not gonna fuck me. She's married to my friend. He sings songs, so I can't be right.
No way.
And then you get into pots and pans. You just get into a different brand.
I got beer.
Will, you're really making up for that couple horrible searches.
Those searches were actually
atrocious,
upsetting
and
me.
then I could tell.
I was like,
yeah, because Will couldn't find what the lady tweeted.
So
Emily, what's her name? Yeah, I know. So
we comfort each other about Will.
So she just got. I don't want to say she hoisted herself on her own petard.
I think there's a petard here.
She's petarded.
She's so fucking petarded.
She's petarded, straight up.
She's petarded.
I don't know what to tell you.
This is so funny.
She's petarded.
She's petarded.
Chrissy Teigen is petarded in this case. Chrissy's fucking great, and all this shit. The good and badness of all this stuff is I don't know what she lost. There was like a Bloomingdale's thing or some pots and pans. Her pots and pans aren't going to be sold. Whatever. She can just go direct to consumer. She's got a zillion followers. In a month, it will just be. This shit is like a orgy of cancellation where you're like, did I fuck you? Or did you fuck me in the ass? Or did I eat your wife's pussy? Like, you don't know. Everyone did. Wait, you got canceled? Right. You canceled somebody?
Right.
Somebody said something about you.
Someone and then you
a
got
lady
canceled.
Said some Asian. Right. Stop Asian hate.
Willy Wonka.
And then Willy Wonka and the COVID factory. You know who I'm gonna sell that to is Tucker Carlson. You'll see. He's doing a sketch show. Yeah.
I would watch his sketch show.
It's funny that Tucker Carlson. I won't even make that joke.
Okay. Here's the problem with Christy.
Yeah.
Problem with Chrissy is that she from the outside looking in, I don't know her obviously at all, but as an audience member, she wanted it too much. She liked attention, that attention she got from Twitter. She flirted with it so much, and for a while she was on top. Chrissy Teigen is all of us right now.
She's the queen of Twitter.
She's slaying Trump,
yes.
All that shit. And I don't think she realizes that that good is the same. The same bad is good. It was
always part of it.
Right.
What I'll say is it's like the Kardashians thing or the Kanye thing or any of this stuff. People go, she wanted it too bad. No, she was good at it, and she got a shitload of attention for it. And I don't buy the thing. She
wanted attention.
Where everyone, so does everyone.
No, I understand that. My point is that she's had, for me, her Twitter situation is really gross. And I'm not saying her involvement in it is gross, but she also gets really gross tweets towards her. You know, she's a child molester.
Yeah, they eat babies and all that shit.
Like all that stuff. To me, I don't know. I'm sensitive. I would be out. I wouldn't keep
I'll say this. They had
this.
a Halloween party and they didn't eat babies, but they did have one of those nitro ice cream stations.
Did you stand there the whole time?
I went three trips, I believe.
Wow.
It was pretty wild. To the point where the ice cream people thought I was weird.
Did you tip $100?
I didn't need to. Anyhow, yeah, like,
do you know what I mean? Like,
she
has like 20 layers that I would have already been out.
Yes.
Whereas she's just like, no, fuck you. No, now that hurt my feelings. You guys are assholes. Fuck you. And a lot of it's like, I get Twitter's unsolicited opinions for sure, but also there's kind of like, even though she's very funny, there's a difference between the moves she makes on Twitter and like compared to like a proper comedian. Like even though comedians can say the most wild shit, they're not like, she's scrappy.
There is we get trained in comedy clubs.
Yes.
And writers' rooms and sound stages where you go, that doesn't work.
Thank you.
And I don't know why. You know what's the thing that doesn't work and I will never know why? Huh. Sketches about Nelson Mandela. People don't like black men doing Mandela impressions. There was me and Dave tried it. Yeah. Didn't work.
I was gonna say,
and then there was a thing on the ESPYs.
Wait, what was that? It was
Mandela's boot camp.
That was funny.
It's very funny. In fact, I've got one of the T-shirts upstairs.
Are you serious?
Yeah. And then Tracy Morgan tried one at the ESPYs when Seth was hosting. I was like, I'm just letting you know this may not work. I'm just telling you now. I don't know why. So there are things you're more
trained. Exactly.
Yes. So
there's a refined, like you have a better sense of the target and the target demographic. Like you have a better sense of how it's encoded and decoded. Whereas sometimes when it's just like, I'm funny, I'm great. Like everyone in my circle thinks I'm hilarious. I kill at parties. Yeah. I'm killing on Twitter. Great. Oh, there's some haters. Like you're gonna put your foot in a bucket at some point because you're almost a little out of your league, even though you're keeping up. You're still like you don't have that like.
It's like unrefined.
It's
unrefined. So you just get it's also that was a long time ago, and it was like there kind of was no rules where it was a bit lawless and like kill yourself.
I think the problem is that from then to now, she's also claimed like I'm being bullied and this is not cool to say, and people wish that. So it's
right.
It's just
I think
too
the
much.
Corporate, that's the hypocrisy, but there's also the corporate element. The hypocrisy, fucking everyone's guilty of some level.
Right.
I love Chris. I really care about Chrissy. So
what do you think? What do you talk to Chrissy?
Oh, she'll never. I mean,
no, I just mean like, what do you?
She's petarded.
What is
and in a month, no one's gonna remember.
Here's the thing with Chrissy though, because she's managed to stay in headlines with her tweets. You know what I mean? With not even sometimes more than John with his music. So it feels.
John does a joke of like, I'm Chrissy's husband.
She's kind of up there in the tequila world of like, oh, on Twitter, Chrissy Teigen. Like she has followers. That's like kind of a thing she's known for on that platform. So I don't know. To me, if I was Chrissy 5 scandals ago, I would have just been like, I'm good.
She quit and then came back. That was the thing. She did quit and then came back after like 3 weeks.
Even after when she quit, I looked at her Twitter once and I thought it was disgusting. Her Instagram, everyone saying leaving pizza slices for Pizzagate, claiming she's a child molester.
It would I would find it personally unbearable.
I don't get why to keep engaging in something that is so gross towards me. That's what I don't understand about it.
Because the rewards are sweet. The attention for it being funny and the pots and pans.
I got a piss. I feel like when I looked at her social media, it gave me massive amounts of anxiety. Agree. It was just like, go and never come back.
I'm sure she has words muted and blocked. I mean, I'm sure
Man, they're
her
so
feed,
nasty to
her
her.
version of it is probably far less toxic. But just that, it's just
right
that
beyond the
it's a
gates.
diabolical. It's a very combustible organism. Twitter. It's very combustible. It's combustible in a way that famous people have never had to deal with. Presidents have never had to deal with. Like it's a reason dictators shut it down,
Yeah, and
control
kill you.
it, because it's like, I'm not, I don't play all that.
Yeah.
I don't play all that.
Well, like literally, I mean, I had 5 DMs from Australians, and I had to go for a walk. I'm like, they're so,
Yeah, well,
the whole
I think
country's
it was.
mad
I think
at
I
me.
would have. I think you deserve probably 25.
But
What
then
you
I
said
saw,
about the
a
spiders, the
thing
poor
about
spiders.
then I saw a thing about a mouse plague in Australia. A mouse plague.
Somebody sent me that too. I didn't look at it.
And it's frightening. And then I was like, I'm not wrong, but it's only a little part.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. The lady was
Yeah.
like, when mice are going
I
across
can't.
the...
I don't.
No, don't
I
play it,
so
don't play it.
don't care about Australia's animal problem.
I'm just saying when the lady was like, when the mice go across my pillow at night, it's a little unsettling. I'm like,
Okay.
not wrong, guys.
That's and she wrote to you from the Four Seasons in Melbourne. This is what are these white people doing?
What are white people doing?
Will, you fucking previewed that.
Yeah.
We're really connected today. Hold on,
Yeah.
I'm getting a phone call. Ooh.
It's Australia. I'm like, stop talking about our animal problem.
Anyhow, Dominique Wilkins. You remember Dominique Wilkins?
Absolutely not.
Remember Michael Jordan's?
Yes.
Remember the dunk contest where he jumped from the free throw line, and it's a big one. He jumped from the free throw line, and he won. Michael Jordan. There was a guy.
Did they get a head start?
He ran from the other free throw line, and it wasn't. There have been better free throw line dunks, et cetera, et cetera. Dominique Wilkins was he was like a combination of Michael Jordan and Blake, kind of.
Cool.
In the 80s. An explosive basketball player. He played in Atlanta. He's like the second most popular Atlanta athlete ever after Hank Aaron.
Atlanta.
And he got turned down by a restaurant in Atlanta this week.
Atlanta.
And because literally just on some like, well, it's a wardrobe issue. Well, it's
we don't have tables.
We don't.
Wardrobe.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
black.
And you can't believe it still happens.
You can't.
I still can't. I can't believe corporations would go through last year and not absolutely shut the shit down in terms of like, we can't do that. Then the restaurant tried
What
to
did
say
they say? What did they say?
They said it was, they had a thing, we do our best to accommodate all our guests. However, we have received consistent complaints from our patrons regarding other guest wardrobe choices.
Other guests.
As a result, to protect our restaurant's culture, we installed a minimum standard in our business casual attire dress code, which includes jeans and sneakers, but prohibits baseball caps and athletic clothing, including sweatpants and tops.
He wasn't wearing that though.
Yeah, I know. And the thing he said, there were people at other tables dressed far worse than him. And you're not going to believe this. They were white. Anyhow, it was fucked up.
Plot twist.
And he's a good man. And I say this because he follows me on Twitter. No, that's one of those things of like life is long things where like that. I used to watch that guy. He was the fucking, who's the best dunker in the NBA? It was Blake. Now it's like
Kawhi.
Nope. There aren't like specific. There's a guy whose last name is Zach LaVine is probably the
What
best
about
dunker.
the Luke guy?
No, he's actually not in good shape. Weirdly,
He's not.
The Luka, and there's another guy who plays for Denver named Jokic, and there are most guys even for white guys they have bad bodies.
What does that mean? White guys have
Luka
bad bodies.
Doncic and
Is that the Greek freak?
Jokic. Look at this fucking big
Nikola
goofball.
Jokic. Wow, he is doughy.
And by the way,
Doughy.
lost
Ooh.
15 pounds.
Like, this is post.
This is post. This is where it's headed.
It's just that
this is
former
where it started
Yugoslavian-
and where it's headed are both dough in a bakery.
It's it's just former Yugoslavian metabolism.
Yeah. But now, meanwhile, he's busting everyone's ass. So, and then Luka Doncic
I love the
has
videos
a
you
little,
sent me. They're so
little
funny.
bit. I've sent you 2 Luka
They're
Doncic's
very funny. I'm like, now
videos.
You don't understand. After I watch them, I feel like I'm like, I should work for ESPN.
Two different Luka Doncic things where he dunks over Patrick Beverly. In game 1, he yelled too small. He yelled too fucking small. And then the next game he did it again and yelled too little.
Too little is way worse.
which is so
Too little.
And Patrick Beverly, who's like an asshole and like a fighter,
yeah,
doesn't even
he's like
pop back at him because it's like, I don't know.
Okay, in this situation, don't you feel like a little bad? I mean, his feelings are probably
That
hurt.
of course his feelings are hurt, but
That's kind of, don't you
they
feel
are
bad?
his feelings are hurt. But like the Knicks, well, first of all, the NBA they dump popcorn on Russell Westbrook.
Okay, that was
they spit on a fucking guy.
That's disgusting.
The guy who spit on Trae Young from Atlanta. That's the he's in the second row. He's
Atlanta.
behind 50 Cent's date went like this because he spit on her also. And Julianne Moore, Hollywood royalty Julianne Moore, had to get some dribble.
Yeah.
That
Splash
guy,
them.
that seat, I've had that seat.
Okay.
You know somebody to get that seat. That ain't fucking.
So what happened to that guy?
That guy's banned for life from the Garden. But
He
even
should be banned from everything.
He should get. You hate to say someone should get curb stomped. And then there was another guy, John Morant. Someone said to his dad in Utah, I'll put a nickel in your back and watch you dance, boy, on Tuesday.
What are white
So, Neal, why are you so surprised then, Neal?
Because they're corporations. I understand that people are. Well, I'm surprised by this too. I can't spitting like dog. You'll get fucking murdered for that.
Yo.
Dumping popcorn on Russell Westbrook. I just don't understand.
So fucked up.
Maybe these people forgot how to do it. Maybe I'll give them the benefit of the doubt.
I think
something happened during COVID where they were like, I don't even know how to spectate anymore.
I think athletes. People are weird. Like, the people want to touch animals at the zoo.
That's
like,
what Blake says. It's like
just
being an animal at the zoo.
It's like, the people like, tiger.
Yeah.
I think it was in San Francisco, and the tiger was like, what's up? And he came out of the sanctuary and killed the kid.
Yes.
So people just love that. It's why people are dicks on the internet. There's just a barrier.
It's
that
called
they think
the
they can
partition effect. Is what
Speak on it, old man.
what I've learned in my prep for my documentary.
Partition effect.
The partition
Full
effect.
effect.
They think. I can't believe Trae Young didn't. He just went like he winced.
Because they'll Ron Artest him.
Yeah.
What happened with that? Sorry, I only know the outcome.
With Ron Artest?
What did the fan do? Or was it a fan?
Threw a drink at him.
Insane.
Yeah.
And then he choked him.
Oh no! I mean, he went. Yeah, he went into and Steven Jackson went in melee. Melee. It's too crazy. We don't have it. We have to dedicate it. We should do this the next time you're going away. We'll just do a Malice at the Palace episode.
Please.
Because it's unbelievable.
And then you just explain these wild sports situations.
Yeah, Jermaine O'Neal. They're literally pouring beer on him like we don't have time.
Okay, we can't. Okay, because I have 5,000 questions already. Focus.
So, yeah, I'm. The fact that I'm surprised by racism is not a testament to white people. It's I'm still trying to believe in people. Do you know what I mean? I'm still trying to believe that people are going to learn a little something. And I'm a cynic. So, I'm still going like, you're still fucking doing this? But
think about it. Let's just take away racism. Put in anything that you just think. I mean, it took ayahuasca for you to change a lot of your views on things that you would never change, no matter what, So I don't know. It just feels like People got to
All
die.
right, ayahuasca for everybody. I don't know what to say. I don't know what else to say.
Come on.
So yeah, I don't even know what we're talking about, but
Racism, focus.
Yeah, I can't believe. Yeah, the amount of it used to be death. Yeah, so it's spit. It's like spitting. I should put a nickel in your back.
Moist mouth. It's like, no, you don't intentionally spit at someone.
And the guy went. He like lunged and did it. Like you thought you. What got in? I understand you were excited, and it's the playoffs. You know what I've been doing recently with basketball to make it seem really unimportant is just imagine it's checkers, and then it's like, why is everyone yelling about checkers? Which is, by the way, it's as important as checkers. But when the uniforms, you start to. I
don't watch, and my life is perfectly
you're fine. Girls get to like look at architecture and design. In the time that guys are worrying about sports, women get to cultivate other interests and hobbies. Bennifer.
How do you feel about this, Neal?
I don't care.
I have a question.
Yep.
Do you think so? She breaks up with A-Rod because of a hilarious situation on one of the reality shows I watch. So she breaks up with A-Rod because A-Rod was kicking it with this girl. Immediately goes back to Ben, or they do that thing. Like, do you think, just with your exposure to famous people, that's a calculated move? Or is that just because it feels too on the nose?
I don't know. Maybe.
Do people actually make these PR
but usually one of them's gay.
Oh.
In one of those things,
really?
like a beard situation. So if in terms of like side deals,
right. Also, why go back to such a controversial thing when you're famous? Like, is it all just help? Is it like what Delia said? Like, it's just content.
Yeah. No press is bad press. I always the thing with that relationship was, to me, it made Affleck look. Affleck didn't get. He like kind of squanders his Oscar prestige with dumb space movies and. Although there was a clip of him doing the commentary on Armageddon, and he's literally like, "What the fuck is this?" Like, why? He's like shitting on the plot, and it's very funny.
I know.
Here, play it because this is actually worth listening to. I don't know if we.
I asked Michael why it was easier to train oil drillers to become astronauts than it was to train astronauts to become oil drillers, and he told me to shut the fuck up. So that was the end of that talk.
Great. Yeah. So he's like, Affleck's a fucking funny dude. And it kind of made him look. Now, it's racist that he dates a Latina woman and and he's low rent.
You think it makes him look low rent?
Yeah.
Why? It's J-Lo. She's not
because
low rent.
it was the.
You're talking about at the time.
At the time, yeah. It was like strip. It just felt she had dated Diddy. It was like it was just more
different sides.
He was like in her video smacking her ass, and it was just kind of like
cheesy, corny.
Not the greatest. So I don't know.
It was a bad crossover.
Yeah, I hope they are falling in love.
You know what this reminds me of? That clip. There's going to be a generation that doesn't know how great. Not everyone, but certain. The DVD with the commentary on. Mm-hmm. You know how many secrets have been spilled on the commentary DVD? Mm-hmm. Go watch your favorite thing and then go try to find the commentary one. People weren't, because they were just like, okay, we have to watch the movie and talk about it. Fine.
Yeah.
With like a group of people who made the movie. And then they just forget they're being recorded.
My favorite one is Steven Soderbergh and Scott Frank on the Limey, I believe. They're kind of just arguing about the movie. and Scott says something, seems like, well, yeah, I don't know if you come to set.
Oh,
and they're just
that's so funny. It's good.
It's just a director-writer relationship in public that was very enjoyable.
Especially for you.
Oh.
I did, I watched it, like there was nothing to watch and I put in a Jackass and I put on the commentary. The secrets they're spilling on the commentary. No one is watching Jackass commentary.
No.
So If you're ever bored.
Me and Dave Chappelle did one for DVD. I hope
Really?
I hope it sells.
A Dave Chappelle story by Neal.
I think we re-recorded one also, if I'm not mistaken.
Did you have fun doing it?
Yeah. It was fun. Is it
just you and him, or
it's
was it like Charlie?
performative. No, it was me and him, and it's a little. There's something performative. It's like there was a crew here earlier. It's us, but it's a little winky.
Yeah, it's a little like
You feel the
sparkly
difference.
us.
It's like a little bit like.
Now you're back to being sad.
There's guests here.
Neal's sad again. They're gone.
Do we have time for anybody? Yeah, anybody? Oh, this is what I. Well, we won't
The way
do
you
anybody
say
see
it
this
is
story.
so
Did anybody see the story?
It's so good.
Did you watch the Friends reunion?
No, I don't like Friends.
Oh, got it. All right.
I liked two episodes were very funny to me.
Yeah.
And then you just start realizing, like, do I like Friends? I'm going to stop watching. I like the episode where no one believes that Ben Stiller is an asshole, and he only shows that he's an asshole to Chandler. Because I think that is a great allegory for what happens in real life. Because the amount of times you're like, that guy's an asshole may not happen this week, this month, this year. At some point, everyone's going to realize the thing I just saw. So that episode's very good. And the one where they get free porn and they don't want to change the channel, but they're so like disgusted by it, but they can't. They're like,
That's
it's
funny.
free.
Whenever I hear sitcom ideas, I'm like, that's funny.
I love
Not gonna watch
sitcoms. You don't
it.
like sitcoms.
Not gonna watch it, but that is funny.
Did you ever watch Friends?
I watched probably 3-4 episodes, maybe the first season, second season. I remember a joke where Chandler said, Joey's told Chandler, I'm going to wear all your clothes.
Oh, yeah. And he
then
started
came
lunging.
in with fucking 14 layers of shirts. And I was like, that's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, it was funny.
Here's a side note about Ben Stiller. Our relationship is vague. And when I see him at, say, like a Knick game, he hugs me.
Oh,
and
that's
I'm
nice.
like, I don't have his number or anything, but I can't explain it. It's like, he feels like, I think I have to hug Neal. And I'm like, I'll hug Ben.
Maybe he just thinks very fondly of
He
you.
doesn't. That's the funny.
No,
No,
you
he's not
don't
mad at me.
know.
No. He's not mad at me or anything.
Well, why don't you think he thinks fondly of you?
I just think I can't explain it. It's like he has to. I can't. I
It
don't
feels
know.
like
It. Not. He's not mad at it. It's like it's just some LA shit.
performative.
No, he doesn't get anything from it. It's like I don't want to just shake Neal's
Maybe he
hand.
thinks
or,
you need it.
Maybe he sees something in me, and
Let me hug this guy.
It always makes me
Let me
laugh.
hug this guy. Did you watch it?
I actually watched 10, 15 minutes of it.
And
I don't like reunions of any kind, family especially. No, I don't like reunions. I don't like reunion tours. I don't like remember whens. I just think it's corny as fuck and it's exploitive. And I guess it is fun for the fans, but nothing happens. And then watching the show, they all come into the stage one at a time, and knowing about TV, I'm like, they've all been there 4 hours. They just sent them in one at a time.
Right. They're all waiting
Maybe
behind,
but maybe they didn't see each other. I bet they like had separate holding areas, so they didn't see each other before they saw each other on camera, which fine. But I don't know. It's real. It's DVD. It's not even DVD commentary. It's what they used to call an EPK, an electronic press kit. They probably still do.
they still do,
And it just felt like an EPK.
which isn't good.
I think it's popular.
No, but just that sounds like.
Oh, it's not interesting.
Yeah.
Nothing happens, but it is like show. I don't know. I don't like.
I feel bad
glorifying
looking
a
at their
thing
faces.
that already. Some of them are easier to look at than others. What's funny is there's a picture of Paul Rudd with Lisa Kudrow, and Paul Rudd looks like James Corden. Anyhow, this I think is worth talking about for our show. You know this woman Naomi Osaka?
Yeah.
She's the number. I think she's
one.
number one ranked. She's also low key the highest paid female athlete of all time. Last year she made more than Serena.
Right. She made like 55
She made
million.
39.5 or something. And she's 19 or something. She's mixed. She's black and Asian, and or as Tiger Woods called it, Caboclan Asian. And
number 2 in the world.
She's ranked number 2 and number 1 in money. So she said, "I'm not doing press
right
at the French Open."
Is there something worse about the French or the European news?
No. What she's saying is, it's funny watching a young person like it's like the upside of Gen Z and millennials, incredibly entitled, make me roll my eyes half the time. But then she basically said, she made an Instagram where she said, "Hi, everybody. Hope you're doing well. I'm writing this to say I'm not going to do any press during Roland Garros. I've often felt that people have no regard for athletes' mental health, and this rings very true whenever I see a press conference or partake in one. We're often sat there and asked questions that we've been asked multiple times before and asked questions that bring doubt into our minds, and I'm just not going to subject myself to the people that doubt me," which is
Great.
Millennials at their absolute, Gen Z at their worst. And also, good for you.
Yeah.
Like,
why did we sign up for that?
Why did we? Because the leagues, because it is good for the drama of the league.
It is, but to
sit
find
down.
them, I mean, isn't there something?
That's why they find them, because it's good for the drama of the league to have them talk about the game, gets them on ESPN, it gets them on the news. Bigger swirl, sharing photos, same exact
Probably
thing.
better for them in the bottom line.
Well, yeah, more or less, unless they walk
like
out. Even that's
financially,
good.
I mean.
But it just fucking made me laugh. I'm like, ugh, and also good for you. Like, it is weird that, yeah, it is weird that we accepted that. As like, no, you have to.
Yeah, no,
you lost.
sit
Now
here.
sit down and let us humiliate you.
That's why I love Marshawn.
Yeah, no, she actually had a clip on the Marshawn Lynch. I'm just here so I don't get fined. My favorite part of I'm just here so I don't get fined is that he tried to do a slightly different line read on every time he did it. I'm just here so I won't get fined. I'm just here so I won't get fined. I'm just here so I won't get fined. He did a little something different every time.
Right, he was good.
And it's what I love about, it's one of the upsides of the internet is Naomi Osaka Drake doesn't need to do an interview.
Right.
You're not going to make him, he has more followers than you. If he wants to release something, he'll it's like Dave doesn't do interviews. Because people will listen to him more than they'll listen to the New York Times. Tim Dillon, actually, the comedian Tim Dillon, New York Times contacted him they're doing a story about Rogan. And they contacted Tim, and he wrote back, with due respect, please fuck off.
Right.
And that's the beauty of the internet. Tim Dillon's Patreon, he makes $150,000 a month on Patreon.
Makes so much money.
And it's fucking hilarious that the entire paradigm has changed. Comedy, I would talk to Santino about it today. Comedy didn't change for 30 years, and then it changed 7,000% in 5 years, where everything changed, and it did. Being on a sitcom now is like punishment.
Yeah, that's bad.
It's like doing a corporate. It's like bombing for $50,000 at a luncheon. That's what doing a sitcom is like now. Like, why would what? You can't even explain it to people.
Well, also because before the only way you got your face out there and you can make your own statement was like the news came and
being the third lead on a funny show.
Right.
Santino said the amount of fans he gets from podcasts versus being on the most popular sitcom in the history of FX, Dave, is the him and Bobby's podcast dwarfs it.
Right.
Like they're like, what? Oh yeah, I guess you're on that too. So what's Bobby's dick look like? Like they care more about. It's so cool. It's so cool.
Right. It's just like a power shift, which is great.
And so Naomi Osaka doesn't need to do press.
Right. And with $40 million, she also can pay your fine.
Yeah, what's the fine? Okay,
$20,000.
She should bring it in singles, and like in okay, 1, 2, 3. Is this enough yet for not getting humiliated? How much more money do I need to pay you to not be embarrassed? Okay, here you go, organization. I'm sorry that I fucked up your thing by not allowing myself to be humiliated. It's wonderful.
And you can take that to the bank, Charlie.
Well, you make me prouder every segment. Sometimes you make me less proud, but a lot of segments you make me more proud. We didn't think we would have enough for an episode. We have too much.
Too much.
We have a lot of video and audio questions.
Yay.
Let's do some emails. Well.
Time to check that email.
Hey Neal and Bianca, here is a little jingle. I don't have any music. I don't know how to do any of that stuff, but I think it would sound better, the ejaculation song, if it was like this. Ejaculation.
Is this what it's like to be a woman? Hold on. This is what it feels like to be a woman? Talking to guys most of the time?
Just like
All right, go back to he started singing it.
Ejaculation. Yeah, ejaculation.
I can't even. It's so off. I'm going to throw up. Stop it. Fuck.
Swing and a miss.
It's beyond that. It's in my soul.
It's just being a woman is being like that level, that quality being pitched to you constantly.
Yeah. By the way, I think he's doing that and making fun of that. He's
being funny, but
fuck.
Imagine if every time you walked outside, this guy walked up to you and said, "Hey,
just
wondering
what you guys are doing.
I don't have any music or any
ejaculation." That's that's how a guy wants an interaction with a woman to go. Hey, I don't want to ejaculation. Hit it.
Hi Neal. Hi Binky.
Hi.
Hope you're all doing well. And I just wanted to pose a theory to you guys and see what you think about it.
Okay.
That life is high school, brackets, but with more responsibilities. But think about stuff like sitcoms, right? Especially the ones that do relationships, right? Good example, Friends, since obviously that's being force-fed down our throats once again. That's a lot of relationship stuff, and a lot of it feels very high school. We were on a break. Does that not scream high school to you? Just gives off that vibe of this could easily happen in high school. If you plopped that exact situation in a high school setting, it wouldn't change. And as a real world example, we could throw in Diddy or Puffy Love, as he likes to be called, obviously, apparently. Posting a picture of J-Lo on his IG. How old is that dude? Like 50 odd? Come on, my guy. You know what I mean? So that's very high school to me. Of just, I don't know, sub-IG posting his ex-girl from 20 years ago. I don't know, guys. Life is high school. Theory. How does Neal feel? What does Bianca think?
Well, he is attractive. That's what I
feel like we have maybe the highest amount of mixed people.
Listeners?
You can't find the stat.
No. But
everyone
they're always ambiguous.
Yeah.
Well, that's what an
he
Australian looks
what you're
like.
telling me?
That's what an Australian looks like.
I don't know if he is Australian.
I think he was.
I thought he was British, but okay.
Maybe.
Nice house, though. You can tell. I know, but you can. Those are expensive windows.
Neal's so
That's
old.
an expensive blind. Those are expensive blinds, and those are expensive windows. And I bet he went low angle because he didn't want to show how rich he was. And if you look in the reflection of the windows, there's more. There's a ghost.
Are you a lady at brunch trying to find her?
No, this guy's doing good.
He's good.
It's the Martin Mull, the comedian actor, said in the 70s, Hollywood is high school with bread. Now, I don't know if he meant money or actual bread. I still don't know.
I'm like, was bread around then?
One of my favorite internet writers about internet culture, Freddie DeBoer is his name, Freddie. He's got a Substack, Freddie DeBoer, DeBoerr.
Okay.
wrote a blog called Everything is High School, and it's so fucking good. I don't know if I sent it to you. I sent it to so many people. It's so fucking... He wrote it like maybe 3 weeks ago.
Oh, wow. That's very on topic.
It's... All This Shit is High School is what it's called, from May 6th of this year. It's everything. It's basically... His theory in this article, and I think he's right, is that we work backward from, I like this person intrinsically, so therefore I'll support his opinion about whatever. Or I just don't like this person. And I'm going to go, well, I don't like him because of his take on Israel.
Right.
You don't like him.
Right.
You don't like, to quote the article, you don't like his animal spirit. You just don't like him intrinsically, and now you're trying to work backward from. But yes, everything's high school. The Middle East is high school. The fucking Asia's high school. It's just it's high school with bombs, basically.
Right.
People are not emotionally mature. I'm sensitive. Pretend I'm not. Exact revenge over 30-year timelines. The people have no emotional intelligence, and it's borne out in almost every interaction. Trump getting to the front of the line, shit like that.
Funny.
Just fucking silly.
But also the problem is that no one feels it. So no one feels their hypocrisy. You can, be rational, like, okay, you know what? I'm being a dick. That happens, but most people aren't telling themselves, I'm completely biased towards this person. And I'm biased against them.
I'm just intrinsically biased against it. I say that a lot when people are like, what do you think of so-and-so's comedy? I'm like, I don't like him or I don't like her. Just off the strength. I don't like her or him. So...
Oh, yeah.
So therefore, I literally say, so take a discount from my opinion because I just don't like that person.
Oh, I say, like, if there's people that have been rude to me while I'm working and they're famous and there are a handful, when they do something, I'm like, no, that was really funny, but like, fuck her because she did that thing to me. So that I'm mad. I'm still mad about that. So I can't really give her flowers or whatever. Yep. So, yeah, but how do we, because it's almost the hypocrisy of we like scream. Let's just take Republicans and Democrats. Like, you just said you would do this and you didn't do that, or you honor this one, or you don't. It's not a big deal when this guy does it. But like, it's mind-numbing.
Republicans' whole thing is what we just don't like liberals. So whatever they're doing, we're against it.
Which is why when liberals or Democrats just try to negotiate,
there's no negotiation.
They don't like
they're
you.
never gonna like it. So. You can either get the shit shoved through budget reconciliation, or you can try to negotiate and water it down and it'll be worse, and you won't get any credit from them or from either side.
So just do it.
Just fucking do it. But that guy's hot, and I look forward to you getting that view when you're on your back. And he's maybe ejaculating. You get that view of him on top of you. Why did this get so graphic all of a sudden?
Goodbye. You've got mail.
Neal Bianca, love the show. I'm a 42-year-old married lady who is also a therapist. Just wanted to comment on the ejaculation sex frequency discussion from last episode. People, often women, need to get over the masturbation stigma. Our society has unreasonable shame about masturbation based on outdated ideas from religion, social mores, etc. It's just a biological process. Data and experience have shown me that healthy relationships benefit from a certain amount of physicality to maintain connection. It's a literal swapping of spit and fluids that goes a long way. Besides the obvious positives of more sex, the process connects the microbiome of the pair and makes all the little irritations feel less huge. Hope this feels relevant. Please don't end season 1 and make us wait. Love you both.
Yeah. I mean, of course she's not... Of course, she thought I was saying that there's a I don't know if she was saying that women masturbating is stigmatized.
Yeah, that's what she's saying.
Yeah, I was saying that men's masturbation is stigmatized by their wife. Like women will go like, ugh, If a woman's masturbating, guys don't go, ugh. They go, hey, you need help. hey, Bianca, I don't have any, I don't know any music or anything, but ejaculation. So I know what she means, that it is stigmatized. I'm more just saying sex your mates, your partners or girlfriend or boyfriend's sexual metabolism somehow needs to be a reflection of your glory after in relationships. And it's like, it was pre-existing before you. What are you going to do now? It was like that. I need to ejaculate once a day. What do you want to do? It's not disrespectful to you. It's like, this happens to me in relationships a lot where it's like, you're mad at me for the thing you liked about me, and now
are they really
you
mad
don't
at you,
want me to work, even though the thing you liked about me was the work, and you somehow think if I worked 7 days a week before I met you, but now working 7 days a week is somehow disrespectful to you, even because I should have changed it when I met you.
Is that the conclusion you're drawing, or is that what they've actually said? Like, don't work so much.
Yeah, I've had that specific conversation, and I had it recently with a guy who was in a relationship and was like, said the almost verbatim thing.
Ladies or gentlemen, comics are like surfers. They're gonna do comedy above anything. Mm-hmm. Like surfers are like, their wives in labor. It's like, let me just go get you.
Yeah.
So I don't know. You have to just be cool with that.
Yep. But a lot of people think it's a referendum on them. They think it's a reflection on your feelings for them, and it's like, no. I did this before I met you. I wrote every day. I did this every day.
The thing is, though, Neal, I don't think you're almost like, you know how when you say white privilege and white people lose their mind, you're celebrity privilege. Like, you get a certain type of girl as well.
Damn right I do.
She's brunette. No, but you get a type of girl that, you know, there's an added insecurity that comes with dating you with whatever certain type of girl you're getting, because she's like, he's going to get too popular, and then be like, and then I don't even,
it hasn't been that, honestly. It hasn't been that competition thing, but it is.
Not competition, but
it's an insecure girl who looks to a high status guy for
good looking,
for points, for like, I'm going to get some of his refracted. If this high status person likes me, that'll make my self-esteem bubble up. But meanwhile, their status isn't changing, and you didn't get the pop you wanted.
And you, in their mind, you have just more access to shit. Not like lines or ice cream lines. Like just women, like movies, but like shiny shit. You know, you just have more access, and you have a seat at the table to more shiny shit in life than that person. So there's always this added worry of, they're going to leave me. They're going to like leave me in the dust. That's why when you see celebrity wives overcorrecting, or celebrity husbands like overcorrecting with control.
Yeah.
Like I was with someone who knew, what's her name? Sofia Vergara, and her boyfriend at the time, like the old one that's like kind of weird. And in Spanish, he was like, come on, like the way he said, like, come on, we need to go, was so weird. And then she was like, bye. And then ran away. I'm like, that's someone who's doesn't want her to slip away. You know what I mean? So it's like a strong control, but that only happens, I feel like, it doesn't only happen with that, but I feel like it could occur more with a famous person. So I think you have a different experience of women. Like you can probably set off a weird anxiety in women that another guy can't.
I am very hard to read.
I feel like you're really straightforward. What you mean is what you say.
If you speak my language. If you don't know me that well, you think I'm like, why do you even like me? That thing. And it's like, you wouldn't have. I would have changed the locks.
Right. I'm like, no, you got here. He likes you. I see. That probably doesn't help. But when someone's in a relationship with you, they get it.
You would think, but sometimes they don't.
Goodbye.
Girl.
Sometimes, Bianca.
Girl.
Hit it.
You've got mail.
Hello,
LSTNER,
Good job.
and I'm
That's
listening to the podcast right now, and you guys are talking about marriage and sex, and Bianca says married people have sex every single day. A listener wrote in and said no, once a week. And I think it boils down to is, do you like having sex with this person? Is sex fun? Is it playful? Is it silly? It's whatever sex you want it to be. But do you like this person enough to have more sex? Okay, that's it. That's my thoughts. Let me know what you think. Love the podcast.
First of all, brilliant. I think she's right.
Of course she's right. That's what a relationship is. Do I like being around this person?
No. She's saying, do I like the type of sex we have? And sometimes women don't like the type of sex they have, but they don't say anything. A lot of women just are like, I gotta fuck him. It's his birthday. That's not
It's his
sex.
birthday week. Go ahead.
That's not someone who's dying to fuck you.
Right. But the other issue is this girl seems like she, again, not knowing anything about her. She doesn't seem like she puts a lot of meaning on it. Sex. She's like, yeah, it's fun. Do you like the type of sex you have? I can't imagine her being like, like fucking staring it down, like, this is fucking you and me connecting.
Or do you want
I don't
sports?
need that. I just want it to be fun and like, let's fucking do it.
Same vibe as her.
But that's right. Same vibe as her. But I think a large amount of women, from my experience, want it to be connected and they want it to be foreplayed out and they want it to be romantic for the 3 hours before. And that's where guys go, yo, I married you. Come on. What do you want? Yeah, but it takes for me to... Okay, then it just becomes like a fucking lawnmower you can't start.
Right.
And you have to like massage the lawnmower and like, baby, you know it. And we just want to go, ring, gang, 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 gang. But a woman's
gang,
vagina. Gang, gang. So, yeah, of course.
More?
So, it's
Are
pretty
you
good.
creating an
We got
episode?
some questions
Oh,
from in the Anchor. You look it on Anchor, you can leave us voice questions.
Cool.
Hi, Neal and Bianca. I won't waste time explaining what kind of listener I am. Just trust that I deserve a ding and a that's nice. My question is about online dating. My friend and I both recently turned 40. We're both divorced. We have children and have decided as a pact to enter the world of online dating. After dipping our toes in for a minute, so far it's fucking awful. My first connection ended with him jerking off on FaceTime in a bathtub.
Oh my
unrequested.
God.
And hers was
Ejaculation.
that the guy was married who she thought she had a real connection with. So my question is twofold. Does it get any better? So far, the odds are good, but the goods are odd in my experience. And two, do we just abandon this and try to meet somebody organically, which doesn't seem possible in 2021? What say you?
I don't fucking know. I mean, it's all. Here's the thing: people will not admit about relationships. It's a lot of luck. The odds of you marrying the person you're dating, even if it's serious, I've researched whatever. It's 12%, and the odds of that marriage lasting is half people get divorced. So. It's 2 to 1. So, it's 6%. If you're dating somebody seriously, the chances are 6% that you're gonna be together forever.
You know what online dating's like? It's just like being at a thrift store. It's like you gotta kind of. You might go to a thrift store and you find nothing, but a bunch of like junky.
Yep.
Community team T-shirts.
You know what I like to buy at a thrift store? Socks. Go ahead. Go ahead. It's the best place to get socks for me. Keep going.
So, but then sometimes you're at the thrift store and you find the greatest thing, and you keep it forever. And people ask you, "Where'd you get that?"
And it kind of smells like piss for some reason.
No, you gotta wash it.
That nobody understands.
Yeah.
And I read an article. It's the oils. You know how the ring around the collar and all this. Oils degrading and it starts smelling like piss. That's that smell.
So anytime I buy something from a thrift store, I give it a bath. I let them soak in
That's
a little
sweet.
mixture, and then
Like candles.
stupid.
Close your eyes, make a wish, and blow the light.
You know what's weird about Boyz II Men? I love Boyz II Men, have a special place in my heart because everybody older than me played it when I was a child.
Mm-hmm.
But when someone didn't grow up with it in their life, when they listen to it now, it's awful almost. It's so cheesy.
It's very Broadway. It's very it's very like licking your lips, candlelight.
So cheesy.
That's why I don't like R&B. I don't like the genre. I don't like the genre.
You don't like R&B?
You want to hear a funny story? No, I talked about this. I don't want to hear about a guy fucking.
What about a girl fucking?
I don't. It's probably not about me.
Wow.
So why would I care about fucking Toni Braxton fucking? She's not going to fuck me. Yeah, I don't want to. Well, now I'm interested. Now that I've seen your nostrils flare. Why would I care what Kelly Rowland? I just don't give a fuck.
What were you going to say about R&B?
A buddy of mine. This is white. This is some real white shit. Buddy of mine in high school. He's around my age. The black kids in his school voted for End of the Road for the prom theme. And my buddy rigged the votes so that a Van Morrison song could win.
That's
he
funny.
literally rigged the vote.
What are white people doing?
And it's so racist and fucked up, and it's very funny to me.
I don't think that's racist.
You don't? Saying, I don't want End of the Road, I want Into the Mystic by Van Morrison?
That's just someone didn't dig like a slow jam.
Look, if he's not racist, I love it.
I will say when things are racist.
I love it for me. I mean him.
That's just someone being like, disco sucks, you know?
Yeah, great. Look, if we're in 2021, if somebody does something that hurts black people and it's not racism, I'm right there.
Everyone, a lot of people across all races loved Boyz II Men.
I agree.
So
they sold 100 million records.
They're very popular, and that won't hurt them. So
and they went to high school with Amir and Tariq from the Roots.
Motown, Philly. Oh
Same
my God,
high
did you
school.
go? Did you go? Near?
No.
Close?
I mean, they were a couple years older than me, but
Motown, Philly back again, dude.
Yeah. That's one of those things where like they wouldn't talk to Amir and Tariq, and then like they get less famous and Tariq and Amir get more famous.
It's
it's
like,
just like, yo. It's like, Doug, we didn't. I mean, I don't know that I know that they're cool. I'm just saying.
Everything is high school.
No, it really is. It's not. I'd say that showbiz isn't even high school. It's a cruise ship where you're all on a fucking cruise ship. And I see you I see Ben Stiller every 4 years and he hugs me on the Lido deck.
Have you ever been?
and then I see somebody else at the buffet. I see fucking Robert Smigel or Conan. No. I just see I see whomever. Cedric the Entertainer up by the pool in the gym. And we're all stuck on this fucking boat together.
Apparently, in California, there used to be a lot of like gambling cruises, like off the coast of San Francisco. Yeah. And apparently, we're gonna vote to see if we're gonna. This year, there's a vote in California to see if we're gonna allow betting.
Betting. Oh, like
not just in Nevada, like in California, there's gonna be. So that'll be fun.
Wheelie Wonka. I can't tell if it's racist.
It's not racist.
I know, but it's not racist.
It's racial. It's
racial. That's what I do.
Racial.
I'm like the guy who I have a corked bat, and you're like, should we change the rules about bats? I'm like, I don't know, but for now, I can have a corked bat, and I can say Wheelie Wonka.
Corked bat.
I can wear the Nikes that make you run a split second faster over 10 seconds. There's a new Nike running shoe that is like should be illegal, but they can't quite figure out.
Women should just have it at night. You're welcome.
You're still gonna get popped. Sorry, ladies. Still not fast enough. Ejaculation.
Okay.
Goodbye.
Sorry
You've
for the
got
written
mail.
cue. Tried recording and it sounds awful. Long time listener. Normally Wednesday or Thursday whenever I see it on YouTube. I've always felt a lot of pressure as a man to perform sexually. I've never had any issues with boners except once when I was getting over an ex and wasn't really ready. I'm giving, love oral, down with massages. I have a whole theory about massages. I don't like making people give me massages.
It's weird. Wait, for money or
no,
friends?
Like, I'll go to the thing. A girl.
That's weird.
It's like, yeah, and then when you're done, mow my lawn. It's like I hire someone to do this.
Right. And they're never as good.
They're not good. And then they do this at the end.
No.
They do the pound. Okay, we're done. And you're like, that's it? And then as a guy, we're constantly trying to feel the side of your boob. So you can't trust us either. All right, I'm giving love oral, down with massages, vocal, try to give my partner off before I get mine, and I advocate for myself, but I'm not super aggressive. My questions are, A, what is a woman's obligation to perform sexually? B, if a sexual thing doesn't go great, how can I shift the shame and icky feelings or that away from myself and under the situation? C, how to better identify traits in people to avoid or be aware of so that casual things feel less disorienting, empty / love bombing. Ooh, this guy introduced love bombing. I matched with a young lady on a dating app, and I thought she was gorgeous. She liked arts and books, and I liked and I found her physically sexy, and she was mentioning that she wasn't looking for anything serious, and she found me cute. All good. We go on a date. It's really going well, but I've got to run home to walk my dog. I didn't invite her over. We schedule next time for a movie night at my place. We're chatting all week and having somewhat deep conversations, and I'm feeling like we're connecting. She comes over. I ordered dinner. She brought over a massive amount of drinks and snacks, and we eat and drink and listen to music.
Cute.
We watch some John Mulaney.
Cute.
Wouldn't have been my first choice. Get to making out, and we go to my bedroom.
Okay. Damn.
Everything just sort of, this is a long-ass letter, boy. And everything just sort of slows down. We make out some more. We get naked, and this person who'd been game for whatever, who'd brought over probably $120 in snacks. He's been indulging my dumb questions all week. Who've been sharing book recs and whatnot, just sort of laid there. I went down on her for quite a while, and her body felt into it, but she didn't come. We tried fingering. Still didn't make it over. Tried sex. I hate condom sex, but I'm trying. She's asking me to go much, much slower than I'd like. And I'm out of rhythm. And after a bit of fumbling around, it's just sort of over. I didn't come. She didn't either. And she leaves at about 1 or 2 a.m., which was her plan the whole time. She didn't offer head or take an issue. All right. He should have just, he already asked the questions, but it's fun to hear about people's sex lives.
What is next morning, doing anything anymore, something didn't feel right, she says. Blah, blah, blah.
Right. So, but what he's saying, what's a woman's responsibility sexually? Like, what does a lady... Me and a friend always talk about this, of like when a woman's like, she's good in bed, you're like, so you propped yourself up in different ways?
Right. Did
you lay there well? Did you hold the all fours position well? Like we're going to the gym. Right. You're the mat, basically. You're the yoga mat. We're doing yoga. Now, what does a woman owe? You're welcome, ladies. I'm single. Out in Venice.
Wonder.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Also, can I just read this part, which is really funny? He says, she just disappeared. I waited for a few days, sent info, blah, 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 blah. I deleted her number, let it go. I'm a little bummed because it felt like blah, blah, blah. I think I projected a lot onto this person because they claimed to like Toni Morrison. What Binks thinks. I'm like, this guy can't.
He sounds like a kind of a dream for ladies. Honestly, like he's
Toni Morrison. Like I love that. It's just very funny. It's
Aliens runs parallel to what Toni Morrison described as literary archaeology.
One with his actual question, like it's a two-parter. Just sometimes if it feels awkward, the magic sparkles like kind of go away with the awkwardness.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, like I don't want to call her out, but you had a funny kissing situation where you were like, can't come back from that. No, this is not going to work.
I don't even remember what it was. But yeah,
I can tell you, but whatever.
Yeah, so another time.
Another time.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyway, so I do think that. Okay, so if something's awkward, but if we're trying and it's awkward and you're the one who's offering ideas and I'm accepting them, but it's still not very awkward, it's still not getting better, I don't know.
I'm not one of, well, here's the question. Do you believe in like, we can get better? I'm always like, nah. Okay. I've never improved more than 40%.
That's a lot. That's huge.
But it happened like twice.
Okay.
The rest
of the
time,
at 40,
it's like
it's 80. It's pretty good.
Yeah, but the rest of the time, it's like either you're already at 90 and you can make it 10% better through choking and those sort of, through apparatus and toys, outdoors,
You don't
showers.
like outdoors. You don't like
I don't
outdoors.
like any of it. And now, but I don't believe in like we can learn and all that stuff.
This is why I do believe in it, because people have trauma and are awkward as fuck sometimes at first. And the moment they feel a little comfortable, it can get better. I've experienced it get better, not super. It depends on the person if I'm willing to try to make it.
Do you think that you believe guys have trauma and everybody has trauma? We all know women have trauma. But I'm saying, do guys have trauma that that affects their sex life, and then the next time you talk about it and it's better?
I don't know that black and white, but I think I've experienced that because, like you said, you guys are doing a lot of it. A lot of it's on you, and sometimes that pressure can mentally connect to the penis, and sometimes it's like,
oh, okay, yeah, that's
so it's like stage frighty kind of,
sure,
like bombing.
Sure. Yeah.
You're like, no, I'm actually not this bad.
Yeah.
So that stuff, I feel like if you can get mentally over that, you're fine. But I feel like that stuff probably happens because if you don't know somebody, and I'm just like, that weird, like the tides turn in you where you're like, I don't like this. Fuck. But I don't know you enough to be like, no, don't lick my pussy like that. You're fire poking it. Like, you have to just be cool with a little bit of this isn't good.
Right.
And
I also think women should be more direct, and that's the nice part about oral is women will.
Guess what?
Go.
The amount of times I've been direct and it's gone terrible.
Yeah.
Where it's like hurt feelings, emotional explosion of like, whatever. You know what? Maybe it's just like, man, I'm like, if I was raking your dick with my teeth.
I'm listening.
Neal.
Rock hard. Rock hard.
You would tell someone to stop.
Yep.
The guys aren't always, and girls are, I feel like girls in bed are pretty cool. Like, they're kind of down with what you're down with, What do you think? Is that true?
No. I mean, yes and no. Sometimes yes.
No.
Sometimes yes, sometimes no.
You don't think? I feel like they're pretty chill.
Accommodating?
Accommodating.
I mean, look, people like what they like. So,
on us
right,
like,
that's fine.
whatever.
But I don't even talk about that. I'm not talking about like the end. I'm talking about
during. They're more rule oriented.
People like what they like. Like a woman will be like, yeah, do it, but whatever that thing is, I don't think they want to do it for more than 30 seconds. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like infinite. You have infinite time to do this thing I don't like. Is there an amount of foreplay that's too much for a woman? Can foreplay take too long? I'm not saying, obviously, if a guy's not making you finish, then let's wrap it up, babe. But I'm saying, I'm kind of the mind now that whereas guys from like kissing to fucking guys could be like 3.5 minutes.
Yeah,
is
guys really
good for us,
right?
Whereas if you told a woman it's gonna be 40 minutes, she'd be like, okay.
40 minutes of
foreplay.
all of us, or foreplay to her?
Both back
Everything.
and forth.
Yeah.
Back and forth foreplay, and then we'll start intercourse in 40 minutes. I think women would be like, all right, I'm looking forward to that. Whereas guys are like,
different.
3 minutes is about right for me.
We just have our sexual organs function differently. And
I know.
We need.
It's a huge issue.
It's a huge issue.
Goodbye.
I've been married for only 6 months, and to Bianca's point, all we do is fuck.
Yay!
But all we did before we got married was fuck, so not much has changed. We are in the 4 days a week club. That's she's saying all we do is fuck.
Yeah.
So, and that's 4 days a week. But that's only because my wife's son from a previous relationship is with us the other 3 days, and we live in close quarters. Otherwise, it would be a certified freak 7 days a week. My wife didn't have sex very often in a previous relationship, but can't get enough in ours. Is it possible there are other factors that may cause couples from fucking regularly, i.e. men being bad at bringing women to climax, stigmas about going down on women, and or a lack of open, honest communication? I think we need to normalize discussing our sex life. The only way things get better is when you talk about them. What Neal think? What Pinky thinking? What
We just,
Neal feel?
yeah.
Yeah.
We just
Again,
discuss it kind of.
Yep.
Would you? Is there something that would hurt your feelings? If someone's just being honest, like, "Hey, I don't love when you do."
Oh
blank.
no, I wouldn't.
You're not like,
I wouldn't care at all.
Okay.
I wouldn't care at all. This is interesting. A woman one time got mad at me because I was like, "Hey, are you having orgasms?" And she was like, "Yeah." And I was like, "Okay," because I can't tell. And she's like, "You couldn't tell that."
She doesn't make a noise?
She didn't make much of a noise. And she was kind of a little mad at me for saying it. And I know that women don't want to get like guys are counting.
Yeah.
But my point was like, I can't have an orgasm until you do. So if I don't know if you've had one, I don't know what to do. I got to make plans.
What did she say after that? Was she like, okay, I'll just say like I came?
Yeah, but I don't think if I remember correctly, we didn't hang out again. So I do believe she was having I thought she was, but it was just so vague. And once I asked for clarification, it was like the mystery was gone. Yeah, like, okay, I'm sorry, ma'am. I just needed something. I needed to know some information.
Neal needs a red light to know when he's on deck.
ETA, dog.
Yeah.
Instead of just like, no, go wait out front. I'd prefer to know an ETA. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
So I think you're on her side if I had to pick.
No, I'm not.
And I think you don't believe that she was having orgasms. I don't think you believe in me.
I do.
Goodbye. Hey, Neal,
You've got mail.
I still don't believe you. You have touched on this very lightly. We did touch lightly. But I'm curious about a deeper dive.
I found myself doing deeper and deeper dives.
Basically, how do you feel about poly relationships, even open poly ones? The oversimplification is that I have 6 bonded partners.
So many.
Descriptive as girlfriends for the uninitiated, who I have slept with, and we do all the quote regular relationship things like travel, birthdays, parties, deep conversations, etc. Usually in 2 or 3 person configurations. We all get along. The only open poly portion fuels things like not mixing finances or cohabitating, but we are bonded and love each other nonetheless. This also may be the reason the long distance thing with one of my partners works. Everything is up and up. Everything is on the up and up. I basically live the life of a dude who cheats on multiple partners, but without any of the cheating. Thoughts?
Is it he's the one man and it's all girls, or do they get to have other?
That's my take.
That's a little sister wifey.
I'm with it. I guess 7
You
seems
were
like
not
a lot.
with it. Are you kidding me, Neal?
I love
your
group
head
outings.
Would explode.
You know I love group outings.
you had
I love picking up multiple women.
If 5 women were mad at you at the same
I love
time,
saying, "Hey, is your seatbelt on back there?" To a woman, I'm gonna be raw dogging with 3 other women later. I love the full portfolio of dating experiences. I don't. If
5 women were mad at you at the same time, you would explode.
Well, I'd just leave. I'd start a new sex farm.
You'd go. You'd be like, I'm gonna go to. I mean, you would leave your house.
But because it's women, what would happen?
Oh God.
One of the women would play the other woman. The other woman's anger at me against her and use it as a way to get. Yes.
You'd be living in The Bachelor. This is a nightmare situation.
Right, but who's having a great time on The Bachelor is The Bachelor.
Yeah.
It's the women that are in trouble.
The Bachelor has also bad times. No one loves when women are mad at them, especially men.
No, especially. Yeah.
Is the sex worth like?
I don't know what's worse: 6 women that you're having sex with mad at you, or 1 woman that you're having sex with mad at you. It's just a mixed bag. It's what's your bandwidth. Now, everybody knows I'm too sensitive if
Way
you
too.
listen to this episode from the beginning. A lot of people come in the middle. A lot of people fast forward to the middle because they're weird. Best of luck, bro. I don't know what to tell you. It sounds like magical horror. Hey, Neal and Bianca. Neal just wanted to make a couple points regarding your stance on obese people, and not because I think it's relevant, but I feel right in assuming you would feel this correspondence would be incomplete without the disclosure that I would be considered and classified as obese by any measure.
It was a run-on sentence.
Wouldn't be surprised. He identifies as a run-oner. I just don't know the. It wouldn't surprise me if I were morbidly obese. Hold for applause. I just don't know the medical definition of it. I think I read this letter
okay, tell me because it's really long. It's so long.
Basically.
So he's talking about racism at the end.
He's saying that blaming fat people for being fat is like casual racism. That it's like it's acceptable bigotry because I'm saying they did it to themselves. I am of the mind as a comedian. I remember Larry Miller, the great legendary comedian, said to Dave one time in the 90s that there are no such thing as bad audiences. And it's a thing I've talked to Seinfeld about. It doesn't help make me a better comedian to think that the audience is bad. I didn't say when I bombed last night the audiences were bad. I was off. So I will improve myself. Another friend of mine, we'll call her Kat, said that she's like, I noticed that you blame the victim in a lot of situations. People often automatically think sexual assault. That's
no.
Meaning you're responsible for your behavior and outcomes, or you're largely responsible for a lot of the stuff or some of the stuff that happens in your life. I believe that it will serve you well to believe that you don't work hard enough, or you need to focus more, or you need to improve some way. Like me last night. I need to figure out a way to regulate my emotions. So with overweight people, I understand that there are a lot of forces allayed against you. I understand that there are cultural forces. I understand that there are genetic forces. And my take is I am sympathetic to them, and I believe that you have more agency in this than you may think you do. That's the entirety of my take on obese people, and I believe it's gotten better than it's your fault over the time. Thank you, ayahuasca. I have evolved. What a podcast to watch growth like this. He also said, still a big fan, and I have no doubt if you read this, you'll take apart my argument faster than the whole baguette I ate yesterday.
No, you didn't. You responded.
Yeah, like I don't, I get having bad habits. I have bad habits, and which is why I wear a shock bracelet. Like I'm not doing this.
No.
I'm not walking the walk. So
okay. Hey, Neal and Binks, your resident Jamaican here, just to clear the air. Bumba clot, along with blood clot, refer to sanitary napkins. Bumba, in this case, is generally accepted as vagina, or just the nether region of a woman in general. We have another term that is gender bureau crotches. You wash your crotches. Okay. The reason for the cloth versus clot argument is because, like most countries with black people, our general lexicon changes the TH sound with a T, like a hard T or a D. Double T, double D, etc. Jamaican specifically has other oddities, like pronouncing silent H's or making audible ones silent, like H is pronounced H and hamper is pronounced amper. I don't know. I'm an American-born Jamaican. So these things I've learned while a youth. Hope this broadens horizons.
I'm not sure it did.
It was confusing.
The thing about black people making THs T's. It's like I've never met a black person go like, I got to take a bat.
Right.
No,
Bat.
I got to take a bat.
I got to take me
That's
bat.
Jamaican, but I don't.
That's Jamaican.
It's not,
That's Jamaican. No, I don't know what he exactly. Like in Panama, they speak with a patois because of the West Indies immigrants. But yeah, I don't know. I think he's talking about patois accents here.
I would like to declare a moratorium on Australia letters and Bumba Clot letters. I think guys.
Oh, there's a lot
case is
more
closed.
going.
Case
There's a lot
guys,
more.
it's over. Shut it down. No more Bumba Clot. We figured it out. And
There's
more Australian. No more DMs about it.
There's 10 more things that are on the list
That we get too many letters about?
that we talk about too much.
Fat, we could also, you guys need a polyamory. We talk about it fucking every third week. You guys need to do a deep dive. We were wearing fucking scuba suits, buddy.
Goodbye. You've got mail.
Hey guys, nothing clever here. First time emailer who's just listening to another gem of an episode. And notice how an emailer, as they often do, compliments. This is a great question. Okay. As they often do, compliments Neal on his thoughts on a topic you guys covered, and then compliments Bianca on her beauty.
Yep.
Nothing wrong with that. I mean, she is beautiful. But the question to Bianca is, given that you both give your input the same as Neal, that you give your input the same as Neal does on this podcast, does it ever bother you that the feelers tend to recognize your beauty more than they do your brains, or is it recognition of either just as valuable to you? There's a larger question here for women in general about whether a compliment about their looks is generally always good enough to them, regardless of what else they're contributing at the moment. Or if there's a point where recognition of appearance is no longer enough to feed the ego or other sensibility. Genuinely curious as a man, just trying to understand more about how different or similar men and women really are under the hood. Yeah.
There's a few things going on. So one is that this is called HowNealFeel. You're a famous comedian. People like your brand of comedy. They also like you from either sketches,
Look,
all the
it's
things.
a pretty impressive body of work.
It is.
Go ahead.
So the same like when you see comics, like, I've seen Martin come in and not do that well, but everyone's dying, laughing, because it's like, I know that guy.
Right.
So when people come here, I think people come here a lot for you, and they already trust that you vetted your opinion enough that they can kind of either, sometimes adopt it in their own circle. So I think your take on things holds more weight. If you're mad at me for something, we'll get way more mail than if I'm mad at you, even if it's like a similar point. There's times where I'll make a rift or a tag or something, and then if you repeat it, it's like, or there's times where you say, oh, you said a funny thing last episode, I didn't give you credit for it. You know what I mean? So I think you're the co-host of a podcast. If someone's more famous, the culture around them is what you make. Like if you objectified me more, I think I'd get way more dick pics. I think if I was on Rogan more, and I mean, I think I'd have really gross comments. Most people actually are really respectful when they reach out to me, because you also respect me as a man. And sadly enough, like, men take cues from men. So if you talked to me like I was a fucking idiot and you objectified me all the time, I would get that too from the same people.
People do cut you off in conversation on the street, though.
Yeah, they do.
Which is just, guys, it's got to stop.
Scream attaboy bird at me. No, it's fine. So I understand. I fully understand what this is. I understand my role in it. I've worked with a lot of comedians in, like, just acting wise. You gotta. I don't know. I'm not saying I have to play a role, but there is a tee up I do when you're going on something. I'm not. You just have to kind of play a role, and that does reflect in. It goes on to the audience, and it bounces back to us. So I see it. It doesn't bother me, because when you see something functioning, it's like, yeah, okay, that makes sense. I get it.
It is. It does. What he didn't say. Does it hurt my feelings that no one ever says I'm hot?
It's not about you now.
But you know what I mean?
It's all about you.
No, but do you know what I mean? Like, no one ever. I noticed that. a friend of mine, whenever
Guys
one of his
don't
daughters
get complimented on their looks like that, though. You know?
agreed. But yeah, okay, I
You know
agree.
what I mean?
No, of course. Friend of mine, always, I'll be on the phone with him, and he'll go like, his daughter will walk in, he'll be like, "What is beautiful?" And I'm like, dude,
raising up
with that beauty
beautiful
thing.
person.
And his point is like, he's of the mind that women would always, if women, and it's just his opinion, if women were given the choice of you can be called smart or beautiful, and to which women may say, why not both? Not possible, but of course that's where the female brain goes. If they had to pick one, they would pick beautiful. And I can't entirely disagree.
This is the thing with me, just my lifestyle is that when I was like in my adolescenthood, I was very insecure about my looks.
Mm-hmm.
And so I kind of
unlike most women. I'm kidding.
But I also dress myself down, and I'm also like a big mouth. I like making jokes. So there was a different part of my personality that I wanted to shine more. Like I almost grew up similar to a comedian where like don't talk about my physical appearance. I will be the class clown. I'll be the one like making jokes and stuff like that. That's how I grew up. And it was almost like I'm going to reject myself out of this before I can get rejected. So I remember I like straightened my hair once, and then everyone wanted to fuck me. Mm-hmm. Because I always wore it back with like 5,000 clips in my hair. And then one day I was like, I'm just going to get it. Like, I'm just going to come to school with it straight. And I wore like a tighter shirt. And then everyone was really...
Like really short shorts.
And no, I didn't dress like that. But I just dressed in jeans and t-shirts.
Clear heels.
No, what the fuck?
And that day, it was a weird shift.
No, Neal. It was the moment I realized that everyone is full of shit. I was like, no one said hi to me before. Like, I had my friends, but these motherfuckers were not talking to me. This girl was not talking to me. These popular people weren't talking to me. And then I straightened my hair and put on a cute, like, tight guest shirt. Yeah. Now everyone is like, you look good. And that's when I'm like, so I almost don't believe when people are like, hey, beautiful. It's like, today, right now, sure. Goodbye.
Yeah. By the way, they've started treating me nicer at that restaurant I go to because I think they watched the Mark Twain thing.
Who? What restaurant?
The restaurant I go to.
The restaurant you go to. Yes.
That there's like a level of respect that I was not getting before.
Do you
COVID.
believe it? I just don't believe. It's nice.
Incredibly disappointing and incredibly obvious about their behavior, and think you're not going to notice.
So it depends. Are you someone that it's like, I see what you're doing, but it feels damn good, or are you like, I see what you're doing and you're doing this for you?
To anonymous friend's point, what compliment? If put a gun to your head, not even you, most women, which compliment do you think they'd prefer?
Me,
Smart
I don't want the beautiful because I just don't believe it. Like when people tell me like you, I'm like, hey.
But what do you think they mean?
No, I just think that we compliment people more for us. You know what I mean? Because I don't know if someone's just like, oh, you look great today or something like that, that's fine. But also, there is a weird thing as a woman. It's like beautiful, like for our whole lives. It does lose a little bit of weight after a while. You know what I'm saying?
I guess it's like, but if you stop hearing it, then you go like, what happened to that?
No, I don't know.
Okay.
But that's just me. So
I think you may be in the minority, but I don't know.
Yeah, but it also, I think, is to the point how I grew up when it was just so easy to get because of something dumb I did to my hair. And then if I put my hair back, no one would compliment me and say I'm beautiful. Right. You just disillusioned.
It's almost they almost compliment effort.
That's actually
honestly
cool.
Like you look effortful.
That's what you do to me, Neal.
Let's wrap it up.
That's what you do to me.
COVID, Joe Rogan.
Question to you. Would you rather be told you're funny or you're good looking?
Similarly, I know I'm funny. So it's like if a girl likes me on social media and doesn't know I'm a comedian, I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Are you like, hey?
I got it made.
Right.
Because if you see that, that's like the normal, that's the thing that gets them in the shop.
Right.
And so if you just think I'm good looking, then fucking
right this way.
Here's my Netflix password. Ejaculation. Ejaculation.
This song's growing on me.
You both want the same thing. All right, we there was a mistake earlier where we thought we had to take the shit, and there's been a correction where we don't. So thank you. See yous.